Hello and welcome to the Latah Valley Fiber Co. podcast. My name is Tiffany. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. If you're returning, welcome back. And also, happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, actually, here in the United States, we're celebrating Thanksgiving. So I hope you're spending it with your family and eating lots of good food. There's so much to be thankful for, especially this time of year. You can find me on Instagram at Latah Valley Fiber Co. You can email me lvfiberco@gmail.com. And if you'd like to check out my shop, latahvalleyfiberco.etsy.com. Okay, so for today, I have a few things I want to run through before I start showing you my finished objects and my works in progress. First of all, Advent's coming up, and I have prepared Advents for my husband. He's getting 24 hand knit socks from me that I worked on this past year. My son is getting an Advent, and I also made an Advent for myself. I bought a fiber bundle, and then I sectioned them off into little packets, and this is what I did with them. So each packet has about an ounce of fiber in it. And for the day, I will open a packet and then spin that fiber throughout the day. And I'll just keep adding to it until my bobbin is full. And then I think I have enough to do 2 bobbins. And then I'll ply those together on the 24th or Christmas Day. We'll see how that goes. I'm optimistic that I can get it all done. So anyway, okay. Also, coming up on December 1st is Vlogmas. Now, if you were here last year, you will know that I did do Vlogmas last year, once a day from December 1st to the 24th. I am planning to do that again this year, so you can watch for that. It's coming up next week. Is it Sunday? Is Sunday the 1st? One of those. I'm mostly prepared, as you can tell. So, basically for Vlogmas, I'm going to I'll be doing the spinning. We'll open our Advents. You can see my husband open his Advent and put on his fresh pair of socks for the day. So that's happening. And then we'll do some different activities throughout the month as we prepare for Christmas. Yeah, should be fun. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into finished objects. I have a few finished objects this week. Most of them are socks. And they are, one is a gift pair. And, well, actually, they're both gift pairs, but one was a work one. And I'll show you that one first. You will have seen most of it last week, I think. I had cast on the second one. And so yeah, I have both of them finished now, but here's the second one. And this is my own hand-dyed yarn. It was specifically for this project, so I won't be keeping this in the shop. It is slightly speckled, not too much though. So this is a pair of socks for a gal at church, her mom. She wanted 2 pairs of socks. This is the second pair. I cast on with my 2.25 millimeter needles. I used circular, I believe. And then I did a 2x2 rib for 2 inches before I started a 3x1 rib for the rest of the sock. I did a heel flap and gusset, and then knit, let's see, her mom was a size 10. So I knit 8.5 before starting the toe, which is my normal decrease toe. In fact, I use Summer Lee's toe decrease. So this was a Summer Lee pattern, but it was her color block, I believe. And I didn't do any of the color blocking, obviously. Let me just check my book here real quick because I want to make sure. Yes. Okay, so I started these 11/6 and I finished them 11/16. So 10 days on those. They are ready to go. She will be picking them up, let's see, the tail end of next week. So there you go. My next finished object is also a pair of socks, which I cast on for my mother-in-law. And she wanted a shorty pair, so that's what I'm doing. I have both of them finished. I guess I can put them both on the... These are really easy because they're short. You basically start the cuff and then before you know it, you're doing the heel because you do it right after. Okay, there you go. This is not my own hand-dyed yarn. This is Malabrigo Ultimate Sock in the Gris colorway. I had bought it to knit the previous gal's socks, but she didn't want gray. She ended up not wanting gray. My mother-in-law loves gray, so that's what we went with. I cast on 64 stitches. I did 1.5 inches on the ribbing. I knit 1 round before starting the heel flap and gusset. And then my mother-in-law is a size 8. So I knit 6.5 and then started the toe. They're kind of cute. She wanted these for her boots, her short boots. She wanted people not to be able to see that she was wearing socks, or to have them peep up over the top of her short boots. So I'm really hoping this works. I probably could have done a smaller cuff, but I guess I can always pull that out. We'll see how she thinks about it. So these ones I started, oh, I have everything written in my book. I started these on the 17th and I finished them on the 23rd. And, oh, I did use the circular needles, 2.25 on those. Okay, is that it for my finished objects? Might be. Yep. Okay, let's move along to works in progress. That was easy. Oh, actually, I do have a finished project, but I'm not going to show you until the end of the year. Actually, it's the big one I've been working on, so you can keep that in the back of your mind. I am working on a sweater for my son for not really for Christmas. I would like him to be able to use it all year long here, so I'm hoping I will have it done. I was hoping by December 1st, but I'm not quite there yet. So I started this pattern on 10/30. It's the Awen by Meghan Babin, and the yarn I'm using is Berroco Vintage in the smoke colorway. And I cast on for the second size. Last time I was here, I showed you my sleeves. Here they are. 2 finished sleeves. Okay, so I cast on the back panel, and that is finished now. So you start down here on the hem. You knit for 2.5 inches before starting the patterning. Let's see, you start with smaller needles. I cast on with 3.75 millimeter, and then you start the patterning, switch needles to a 4, or is it 4.5? I didn't write that down. It might be a 4.5. And then you just continue for a certain amount of time. I think it was 15 inches for his size. And then you do some pretty rapid decrease right there. You bind off 5. and then you slowly decrease until 28 stitches maybe, and then you just bind off. Okay, so that is finished, and this one has far less errors than the sleeves because you're repeating the cables that you used on the sleeves. So by now I've almost got them memorized. It's really easy to just look at the work and go, oh yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so for the back, no wait, that was the back panel. This is the front panel. And this pattern is knit in pieces, then you block it and seam it together. And then you add the collar up here after that. So this, I've moved on to the front panel. Let's see, I've cast on 118 stitches. And I've done the 2.5 rib. So now I need to start the patterning and then I'll switch needles. I'm currently doing the 3.75. So that's where I'm at here. This is the yarn. This is the 4th ball and I bought 10. So I'm going to have lots left over. So instead of being a $100 sweater, this might be a $60 sweater, which actually that's not too bad. I went with a cheaper yarn. I think each ball was $10 or each skein was $10. Well, yeah, because that would make 100. And it's part acrylic, part wool, and part, is there nylon in it? Anyway, I thought it would be a little easier for my son to wear because some wool sweaters are pretty itchy. And anyway, we'll see how it holds up. That'll be the real clue, right? Okay, so that's it for the sweater. So the 30th will be a month of working on that, the 30th of November. So that's not too bad. Plus, I've been doing a lot of other things too. So I still need to knit a hat for his teacher at school. I do that every year. As he moves up grades, he gets a different teacher, of course. So I haven't done that yet. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably knit it in a worsted weight so that it'll be fast. Okay, the next project I have is I bought the Summerlee Colorwork Cuff Club in August, and I've been doing those patterns every month. I am behind. I didn't cast this on until yesterday or the day before. So now her December one is almost ready to come out. She drops it on the 1st of the month. So this is the Colorwork Cuff Club for November. And she had a couple options. You could do the cuff in 2 colors, your main color for the sock and then a contrasting color. Or you could do it, I think there's 6 colors, and that one looks really cool too. These are for my mom. So Mom, if you're watching, look away now. She needs a new pair of socks and needs, I don't know, I'm going to give them to her. She loves them, so. Oh, I cast these on the 26th, and I'm using yarn that I dyed myself, but I don't carry it in my shop because I was dyeing it for a project, and then the gal didn't end up wanting it. So I'm using it for my mom. It's pink with some speckling in there, just really light speckling. And then the contrast color I'm using is from Polka Dot Sheep. It's the Whiskey Sunset colorway. And it was a leftover from my husband's sock. Okay, so the needles I'm using are DPNs, and I'm using 2.25 millimeter needles, and I cast on 64 stitches. I did a 2x2 2-inch rib, and then you knit 1 or 2 rounds before starting the colorwork pattern. It's a 31 or 2 or 30 row repeat. It was I loved it. It was so engaging. I just wanted to keep going and keep going and keep going. And then I did. And I've already started the heel. I've actually done the heel flap, the turn, and I'm working on the gusset decreases right now. So this went very fast. Of course, it's the only thing I worked on really. I have another project that I'm should be working on, and it's a spinning project for Hudson's teacher from last year, but I'm getting distracted with all the things to do. So, let's see. Yeah, that's it for this one. I will probably do the December sock as well. I have lots of yarn to use, scrappy yarns to use. So, well, little balls of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a lot of this, a lot of that. You know how it is if you knit socks. This can potentially do 4 pairs of socks if you have enough heels, toes, cuffs, and maybe a little bit of color work in there. So that's a pretty good deal, I feel like. All right, that's it for that. What else do I have? I have a spinning project that I'm working on, so let's move along to that. I think that's it for knitting. So let's talk about the spinning project. Now, I started this on 11/18, and I'm spinning the fleece from Mumford. It's a pet sheep that his teacher had from last year, and she gave me the fleece this spring, and I spent the summer and part of the fall cleaning the fleece, trying to get rid of as much vegetable matter as I could. There's not a lot that you can do to break, because, let me start this over. When you send your fleece into a mill, they use an acid to get rid of all the vegetable matter. I don't have that capability. So I have to hand pick, I wash it, I dry it, I pick it some more, I card it, I pick it some more, I spin it, I pick it some more, and it's still dirty. So I'm probably gonna have to wash it again once I've spun it into yarn. I'm currently spinning a single. Fingering weight is kind of my hope. And then it will ply DK, and I'm going to chain ply it, so it'll be a 3 plied yarn at the end. Okay, so all right, this is what I'm working with, and as you can see, there is vegetable matter still in this fleece. Now this is pretty easy to spin up. The one thing about this fleece is that it was not, the sheep was not sheared with the intent that it would be spinning wool. So it's very choppy, and there's lots of little short pieces and little nubs. And when I'm carding it, I have I have a carder, drum carder that I built with my dad a couple of years ago, and I used that. So when I'm carding it, that does help eliminate some of those little tiny pieces, but as I'm spinning it, I'm still running into those little tiny chunks. Like there's some right there. And there's some right there. So it's a little bit slower process because it's not super spinner friendly, I guess. Now, can you still spin it and have a great yarn? Sure. In fact, I'll show you what I'm getting. This is the bobbin that I'm using, and you can, oh, see, I've spun this and there's still little bits and pieces, chunks. This is, and you can kind of tell, maybe, that it's dirty. See, there's more vegetable matter. So anyway, this is about the thickness that I'm doing, which is about lace to fingering. So I hope when I apply it, it'll be DK weight altogether. You can kind of see right there that there's a big chunky section. That's actually a blob of short stuff that I didn't get out in time before it went right up into the bobbin. So I'm about, this is half full about. So once I get this on there, I have 2 more of these bats, I guess, chunks of fiber. So I'm thinking that I'll get 2 of these, and then I'll actually, I think I was going to chain ply, which will be a 3-ply yarn. I'm hoping there'll be 100 grams. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. But that's where I'm at with this. I did talk to the teacher last week when I was picking up Hudson from his other class, and I told her that I would have it for her by Christmas. So Christmas break, which is in 3 weeks. Is it 3 or 4? I think it's 3. So I need to get hopping on this, because also I have my own spinning that I'm also going to be doing. So I got to keep that in mind. It'll be busy for a bit. So anyway, I think that's it for me from here. I hope you all are doing well wherever you're at and enjoying family this special Thanksgiving. I'll see you in a couple weeks for my regular podcast, and then starting December 1st for Vlogmas. Hope to see you there. Happy knitting.